It's official, the Switch 2 has been revealed. I cannot actually believe this. Like, I'm still having difficulty processing it. What is going on? And on the same day as Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, I was gonna play this today, but now I'm hyper fixated on the Switch 2. So in this video, I wanted to go over every single thing that we know about the Switch 2 so far from Nintendo, officially, things we didn't know yesterday. And first we should go over the trailer because there are some things that you might have missed. So let's go over that right now and just have a good look at it. So the trailer shows off with, you know, nothing much, just the basic Switch, and then the Joy-Cons fly off like it's nobody's business. The screen grows, and then of course, the Switch starts to do this little, let's just say morphing. It starts morphing into the Switch 2. We get a look at the new rail system, and of course, the brand new USB-C on the top of the screen, right next to the headphone jack, which, you know what, I expected. You never know nowadays. The headphone jack is, well, let's just say, I mean, Apple got rid of them, so why shouldn't everybody else? But that's good to see. That means that pretty much every leak was, well, true. Everything we heard about the Switch 2 is here. We also get a look at the brand new kickstand as well, which is a U-shape instead of the flat back like we're used to with the Switch OLED. We've all seen this before, the back kickstand. It's kind of interesting why they did a U-shape instead of this, because I feel like this would be more sturdy than the U-shape. So what's going on there? I feel like that could break, especially in the hands of little children. But you know what? I'm sure they've made it powerful to withstand any sort of, let's just say, destroying. We also get to see how far back it can lean as well, but that's pretty much identical to the current Switch OLED as well. So that's nothing special like I thought it was. And now the Joy-Con. It gets flipped around and is now shown as the color black, which, yes, is bigger. On top of that, we get the confirmed SL and SR buttons, along with the colors of the Joy-Con, which I thought in a lot of renders before was like orange, but I think it's just the same neon red, from what I can tell. It looks like the same neon red. I don't know if that's just me or if I'm going colorblind or something. I thought for sure that was just a red. And then we also get the classic blue as well. The A, B, X, Y buttons, it's all the same. Oh yeah, the new sticks. Well, they're technically not new sticks, they're just the same sticks, but bigger, which was definitely a huge complaint of mine for the last one. The original Joy-Con was definitely uncomfortable, to say the least. And now that they've made the Joy-Con seemingly a lot bigger, I'm happy to see that for sure. Oh yes, we also get the new sound. We get to hear the new sound for the first time. Instead of the click, we get to hear the new snap. Well, whatever you want to call it. It's like a clap. Yeah, this is what I call it. It's a clap. We get to hear the new clap several times, and then we also get to see the feature, supposedly the new mouse feature that looks like it's on both Joy-Con the way that it's shown off in the trailer. So it looks like the Splatoon lovers and the Call of Duty lovers are gonna get a little more of an advantage here. They're gonna go ham. We also get a look at the new attachment for the system, which is just red and blue instead of the black. So most likely every strap that's gonna come with the new Joy-Con will have a color to go with it. So great, now I can collect straps. I also don't know if we heard about this earlier, but we get to see a blue color inside of the actual Switch. Like, why would the inside be blue? Like, what if you don't have a blue controller? Then the inside's just always blue. I guess it doesn't really matter because you'll most likely always have a Joy-Con on it or in it. So I just find it weird that they made this permanently blue, especially if you don't have a red or blue console. I wonder if they're gonna change the inside of that or if it's just always gonna be red or blue. And then boom, we get the Switch 2 reveal. Another thing I noticed that it looks kind of weird is that this, like the rail, you can actually see blue and red coming through the side of that. So they're not completely seamless with the console, which isn't that big of a deal, I guess, but I hope that the firmness of the console is still there. Another thing I noticed is that we still have the share button, which wasn't really talked about from what I know. We have a more seamless home button, and then the C button, the infamous C button, which, by the way, doesn't look like there's a C on it. So this actually isn't a C button. Now they could be blurring it to reveal it in the Nintendo Direct. We'll wait and see. For now, this is not a C button. We don't know what this button does, but it is official. It's here. We knew that this was the logo for quite a while from leakers, but it's good to see that it's officially the Switch 2. Then we get a couple more fancy looks at this console, and then we also get to see the protrusion, or whatever you want to call it, on the sides here on the back. I can't really tell how thick the release button is, but yes, most likely this is to release the system itself. I also noticed that the back back buttons are going around the console instead of just on top of the console. They're going fully around and extending it, which kind of doubles down on the whole mouse idea, because if you can hold the mouse like this and click it from the top still, you can still do it from here, but this is more on the side. Looks like it's going to be right here on the console, which means that yes, the mouse option is a lot more likely now. And of course, the big one, Mario Kart 9. Now let's take a closer look at this. This doesn't look as graphically advanced as I thought it would. I mean, it looks good for sure. In fact, it was really difficult at first for me to even determine if this was Mario Kart 8 or a new Mario Kart. It wasn't until I saw the Mario render later on that I kind of determined that, yeah, this is a different Mario Kart. But graphics-wise, there's not a crazy amount that's really different. I mean, like I said, Mario looks different. The character models, they all look different. And I don't even know what it is about them that looks different. But who do we all have here? Oh my goodness, you know what I just realized? Donkey Kong's eyes is looking a lot like the Mario movie Donkey Kong's eyes. That does not look like my Donkey Kong. They're all looking just a lot more cute. Same with Bowser. He looks like a balloon, my guy. And Toad, same with him. Peach and Daisy, we also get to look at Peach and Daisy. And again, they just look a lot more cute, I would say. And the track is called Mario Bros. Circuit. I don't know why it's called Mario Bros. Circuit, but it's called Mario Bros. Circuit. And then of course, we get our first look at the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, which shows the display around here, which tells me that there's probably gonna be a clock. It might show the weather if it has access to your location or the weather. We don't know what Nintendo's gonna do with that yet, but I'm sure they're gonna do something with it. They don't do anything for no reason unless it's themes. I like how much more prominent the Nintendo Switch 2 logo is on it, and it just looks sleek in that black color. We also get to have a look at it by the TV with a good old Switch here, and it looks like the grip. We get to look at the grip, which doesn't even go around the controller itself. It looks like it just snaps in and then there's just a back on it, which is really interesting. I didn't even notice that until right now, actually. This could be 14 characters. Wait, that was more than 14 characters we've seen in a Mario Kart match. That means that there's more than 12 player games. Whoa, I did not expect that. That's cool. I didn't notice that. And we also get a 2025 release window, as well as the confirmation that Switch 2 plays exclusive games, as well as the Nintendo Switch games that we all know and love. So go buy Donkey Kong, you can still play it. It can use the cartridges as well. It's good, we can play our old games. I gotta love it. And on that crispy new display. Speaking of display and comparing these two, we don't know if it's an OLED, we don't know if it's an LCD yet, but hopefully we get that confirmed pretty soon. And a big shocker was that we have a Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, 2025, which was a little further away than I expected. This pretty much guarantees that we're gonna get the console probably sometime in the summer. For the first Nintendo Switch, there was a January presentation, and then the console launched in March. So most likely they'll do this in April, and this will launch late May, early June. That's my assumption. And that's a pretty good launch time. I'm happy with that. The day after the presentation will probably also be when the pre-orders go live, just like in the January presentation in 2016. So that's what we know so far about the system itself, but let's look at the experiences that you can probably be involved with in the coming months. So starting tomorrow, January 17th, you can register for tickets. And there's also a lot of events around the world. There's one apparently in Toronto, which is where I will try it and go. We'll already know a lot about the console. We'll know about the games that we can play. And then most likely we can get hands-on. Get ready, because right at 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can sign up. And I think it's randomly given to people. So hopefully I get in, and hopefully you do too. Let me know in the comments. Other than that, on the website, there's pretty much no information about the Switch 2 aside from the trailer. I think they want to keep it pretty low key. We don't have any console prices. We don't have release dates. We don't have games aside from Mario Kart 9 or whatever Mario Kart it's going to be called. But it's exciting, and I'm surprised they shadow dropped it this morning. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised they shadow dropped it this morning. Anyways, the next 48 hours of Switch 2 news is going to be pretty insane. There's going to be game developers that announce they have games for the Switch 2. There's going to be accessory manufacturers that put up their Switch 2 accessories. There's going to be a lot of news coming out in the next few days, but I don't know, maybe I'll do more stuff like this in the future. Let me know how you like this kind of content, more just talking unscripted. And you better believe I'll be covering the Switch 2 as we get closer and closer to the release date and the Nintendo Direct. So please stay tuned. This is going to be a good ride. And hey, consider liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching. I am in disbelief that the Switch 2 is even announced. Have a good day. I love you.